Yo, give us some theme music. Give us some theme music. Give us that theme music.
We go live in 5, 4,
1,
3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk live, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the dark job. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. I was asking for the theme music. You said, tell you when to give you the theme music. I'm like, give me the theme music. I'm looking at you on the screen and you're looking like he don't even hear me. And then I'm in the monitor like, yo, give me the theme music. I said, all right, man, you off the soundboard. Hey, look, thank you guys. This is your man, Dante the Dark Knight. Welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Again, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. I welcome all of you guys that are watching us on the other platforms, such as YouTube, because we're streaming simultaneously to YouTube and also Periscope. So thank you guys, and you can give us a shout out. We got a couple things to talk about. Our coach got the Rona. He got the Rona. Oh my goodness. But he's gonna be all right, but he got the Rona. Dougie P got the Rona. So he got to sit it out, and they've let Deuce Staley. They've been doing everything virtually, so it's not like they're going to miss a beat. Like he's not going to be a part of the conversation. He can participate virtually, although the guys are there physically now, and they're starting to get a little grass time. Although they're not hitting, but they are in the building, and he's not going to be able to do that. But he'll be able to attend the meetings virtually and things like that. And Deuce Staley will hold it down until he gets back, which would be approximately like 10 days or so. But let me just start this quarter because Pat gets very impatient when we delay the drinking. So let me just start this first quarter. Are you going to do it? Did you hear me?
Oh, you're now listening to the.
Oh my goodness!
You took me off the sound.
Oh my goodness! All right. Look, we both have sound control here now, so you're going to handle that. Okay, you're going to do that. All right. So if this is your first time watching Eagles Talk, you need to understand one thing, that we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage. That's why hence you see the beers and all that. And this week I am going to continue to partake in the tequila that I had last week. So check it out. There it is. Cazadores Tequila Blanco, which means it's a clear tequila. And my partner is not doing the Uncle Nearest. That's what I heard. Not after last week.
I have the Terramana Tequila, small batch, Ross Reserve, brand new from The Rock Johnson. I know, Jeremy, I supposed to get you a bottle. I was looking for the Blanco so I can get to you, but they didn't have any when I was in Virginia. So I will give you one of these bottles. I did buy one for you.
All right. So you hear that, JT? He got one for you, and I'm going to make sure he holds. I hold him to that. So everybody, let's pour. Let me know what you're drinking out there. Put it in the comments. I'm going to get to the comments in just a second right after we do this. All right, so everybody, come on, let's drink on the behalf of our Philadelphia Eagles. The season is getting near. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, down the hatch. All right, so as I stated before in the opening, our coach Dougie P has the Rona. He has the Rona, but he's asymptomatic. He has no symptoms. He's feeling good, and as far as I know, he's on course to be back in about approximately 10 days. But let me go to our third co-host. That is you guys in the room, and the first person that made it into the room tonight is one JT, and he says, "What's good, fellas? What's good, JT?" Second person in the room is Kevin Johnson, and he says, DMV Bird Gang. That's what's up, Kevin. Thanks for tuning in from down the DMV area. My daughter lives down the DMV area, so you guys are close by. Tremont, which says, what's up, family? Christopher Burton is in the house. He said, what's good, Eagles family? What's good to you? Dario is there. Yo, what's up, Dario? Dario, don't give me no trouble tonight, Dario. Dario, he be coming hard, Dario. Just chill out, Dario. Let me know what you're drinking too, Dario. And JT said, make that money. All right, I got that. Let me get this ticker out the way first. All right. Let me get back. All right, so hope all is well. Yeah, all is well. My neighbor, the white is in the house. We go at it, but that's my cigar smoking buddy, man. That's my man right there. The only thing I hate about him is his teams, but everything else about him, he's cool. It's just got these, he just, I don't know what happened with the teams, but he's a good, solid dude otherwise. Neil's in the house. What's up, fam? Long time, no talk. Miss everyone. We miss you too, Neil. We glad you make it tonight. So, Daphne's in there. Hey, guys. Hey, Daphne, what are you doing? Daphne's in the house. Palatero is in the house. I haven't seen him in a while. Let's get drink ready. That's what the wife said. Let's get drink ready. We do that down there every night. Oh, my man Rashad. That's my other neighbor. Hold up. Let me pour a shot. He gonna pour a shot. All right, get your shot ready. These my peeps. All right, so we talked about Dougie P. I don't know if we're gonna go into this right now, but I put a hot question on there, and it's been getting a lot of feedback since I put it up on the page.
I like that question.
Yeah.
We definitely got to talk about Doug.
All right, yeah, we got to talk about that. We're going to get to it, but in case people have missed it on the group page or our page, the question was just to have fun. If you could bring back 5 Eagles that could help this team out this year, right now, 5 former Eagles in their prime, no less, to help this year's team out, who would those 5 be? And it's been a lot of answers. So you guys, if you haven't seen it, you can start putting it in the group chat. I'm going to pull up some of the responses online. There have been some good ones, and we'll get to it in a minute. But I did see I saw some interviews this week by the young guys, man, and I have to say I'm very impressed by those guys. One in particular was what's my man name? Rager.
Yeah,
Rager was impressive, man.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Jalen was impressive, man. The rookies seem to be very mature this year. It feels to me that they're hungry. They seem to be a tight-knit group, the way they have described it. Each one of them have all mentioned the fact that they're a tight group and they're all rookies. And I guess maybe because of the virtual environment, they have to really hang on each other. And they talked about really going over the playbook and certain virtual meetings to themselves, amongst themselves, because they don't have the grass time. And it's already an unusual circumstance that we're not in the building for OTAs this year. So these guys have taken it upon themselves to get together and go over some things. And that's even more unusual because had they been in camp, they would probably be with their positions more than they would be with each other. Yeah. So they have an extra bond because there's no camp or there was no getting together. They were all virtual meetings. They were able to get together virtually, of course, amongst themselves and go over plays, offense, defense, whatever it was. They would intertwine. and that seems to be good. And I hope it pays off. I hope it pays off.
Yeah. You know what? This group, I look at this group that they could be very special together. You have an opportunity for all three of these new rookies, wide receivers, to actually start this year. If you look at Jalen, I mean, he's ready. He's ready to go. He got a chip on his shoulder. We haven't had a receiver like that since a rookie receiver like that. We haven't had one with his confidence. I'm not going to say Freddie Mitchell, but we haven't had one with his confidence in a long time.
Yeah.
Quez
Oh my God! Don't say
Quez,
Freddie Mitchell.
no, I'm messing.
Don't say
Quez
Freddie
Watkins is
Mitchell.
like asked the question, "Did y'all race yet?" You know, he said we haven't raced yet, but if we did, he would win. You know, so that
Mm.
confidence amongst the group of wide receivers, not just one individual, it's all three wide receivers is phenomenal. Especially going to this untraditional type of training camp, you know, and getting that time together now is going to make this group even more special.
All right, so you posted something. I want you to speak to that because I read a little bit of it. I didn't read it all, but you posted a story up there about Deuce Staley taking over since Dougie P is going to be out. So explain that to me.
Yeah, so Doug, as everybody know right now, Doug Peterson has the Corona or the Rona or COVID-19 or whatever you want to call it. He has it, so he's out. He's coaching virtually, but Deuce Staley was asked a nice bevy of questions, and one of the main questions was asked, does does he think he need to get a fair shot? Does he want a head coaching position? And he answered like anybody would answer, like, yes, of course. You know, you're reporting on me right now. You would want a promotion. But he also explained to the media and to the fans watching that he's very happy in his position. The coaches around him, that family they have around, they get the opportunity to make play calls together, design plays together, and he loves the position that he's in. He loves his room. He said that many times how he loved his room of running backs. He even talked about
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Killens, Warren, the undrafted rookie free agents. He talking about those guys and how special this team can be as far as running back wise. And for the longest, I know Sherman, my brother, has always advocated for Deuce Staley to be the offensive coordinator or the next head coach. But Deuce Staley is one of those special guys that he's a special running backs coach. He makes running backs outstanding. Look what he did with Boston Scott. Look what he did with Corey Clement. I mean, his resume and what he's done with running backs on this team since he's been a running back coach is outstanding, and he loves that position. And you got to realize something. He did get a raise. He is getting paid like a associate head coach should get paid. So he's getting the money. So we can't really say he's not receiving the funds. He's enjoying himself. It's a family atmosphere, and he loves what he's doing. And he said it straight up
Uh,
without any hesitation.
well, I'm glad because I had speculated that Deuce loves it, and I told you guys before that I believe, well, not I believe, but I'm just selfish. I think he's an excellent running backs coach, and he has done an excellent job. And you cannot discount, and I've said this in the past, you cannot discount how important position coaches are because you bring these young guys in, and they're not, except for a few special ones, they're not NFL ready yet. They still have some growing and some cultivating to be done with them. So it's very important that you have good position coaches that can help them to make that transition, help them to elevate their game or transition their talent from the college level to the pro level. And Deuce has been one of those solid guys who have done that. And you can see you see that in the running backs every year, like the year Corey Clement had when he was a rookie. That's Deuce Staley right there. That's
Yes,
Deuce
sir.
Staley. You look at Boston Scott last year. That's Deuce Staley. Miles Sanders. That's Deuce Staley. Our running backs have been solid. The only problem we've had with running backs is when Doug doesn't give them the ball enough. That's the only problem we have with our running backs is
Yep.
when Doug doesn't run the ball enough. But if he utilizes our running backs are on point. Everyone from Jay Ajayi to Blount and like I just said, they were a little more established than but
Oh,
the other
LaShawn
ones,
McCoy,
Miles Sanders,
LaShawn
Boston
McCoy,
Scott,
Shady McCoy, it was one
yeah,
and
right. So
he's one of the greatest
uh,
Eagles. He's the greatest Eagles running back of all time right now.
Right. So, we got to give credit where credit is due, and Deuce does an excellent job there. And yes, I am selfish, and I'm glad that he that he is not the head coach, that he's still our position coach, because he does an excellent job. We've had a drop off at some positions, like the year we had Grow as the wide receivers coach, not as an offensive coordinator, but as a wide receivers coach. He was the man. Our receivers were outstanding that year. That was the Super Bowl winning year. But then they decided to promote him, and that wasn't so successful there. But that's why it's very, very important for these position coaches. And I'm glad that we have one of the best in Deuce Staley. And I'm glad he kind of cleared the air on that, because a lot of people were starting to pull the race card and all this type of stuff of why he doesn't have the job and all that. And I knew that it had to be something interior going on, something that we didn't know about. And Deuce kind of made it clear in that interview. So I'm happy about that. Look, the deadline has passed. Oh, well, that's it. We ended the quarter. Let's end the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. You are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, because we're not broadcast journalists or anything like that. We're not getting paid yet. Hopefully, hopefully we'll get some. We're not getting paid yet. We're doing this out the love of our heart, and we'd like to come to you guys, and we'd like to bust it up with you guys. And I can't wait for the season to start, when we start doing some. Oh, wow. Hey, I just caught myself. I didn't even think about it. But maybe we're not going to be doing live remotes like we used to, because of the corona. But we got a friend down here at the Green Stinger. I know he's going to let us come down and do a couple remotes. So you guys just be prepared during the season. I know we cannot go to the games, but you can come see Eagles Talk, because we are live at remote locations throughout the season. So we'll let you know where we're going to be at. And you can come join us. You don't have to go to the stadium, because we turn it out. If anybody can attest to that, JT could attest to that. We turn it out wherever we are. It's a party going down. So, with that being said, let's start this.
You're now listening to
Let's start the second quarter. All right. So, like I said, you're watching Eagles Talk, and if you are new to the program and you don't know how this format goes, we like to talk about our favorite team, and we like to do so very relaxed. We like to enjoy our favorite adult beverage and talk to you guys, talk with you guys, not to you guys, with you guys, because we like to put your comments up on the screen and see what you're saying, and you guys can steer the conversation also. So I'm taking a look at the comments and all that, and don't think I'm not. So here we go. Second quarter starting. I'm partaking in the Cazadores tequila. My partner is partaking, and this is it. I'm tapping out after a half. And this is it. So he's doing tequila also. Let me know what you guys are doing out there.
The Rock. Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock. Tequila is the drink of choice here. Tequila is a good shot drink. It's a good shot drink. So here we go. Everybody down the hatch. Let's celebrate our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. So, like I said, the deadline is over for NFL players to opt out if they're not going to play this year. So, thank God we've only had one person that opt out, and that was Marquise Goodwin. And I'm not saying thank God as any knock on him. He's doing what's best for his family, and I'm okay with that. And I respect him for that, and I wish him the best. But that's only one person. We only have one player. The New England Patriots seem to have been hit the hardest with four starters opting out of the season. I don't know if that's going to derail their whole season. That's 4 starters. I'm sure Belichick can find some backups that can take their place. But it's been too long before I have gone to you guys and see what you guys have been saying out there. So let me back up a little bit and get Palatero is really, really, really vocal tonight. I'm seeing like 15 comments from Palatero. But let me back up a little bit. I'll go right here. So Doug needs Taka. All right. Oh, he also says we should sign Devontae Freeman. There's still time for that. Rels is in the house. What's up, Rels? Rels says we got a good staff. They all like each other. Neil is agreeing with me, so that automatically makes Neil the comment of the night. So that automatically makes you the most valuable commenter of the night there, Neil. So keep it up. Palatero is back. He says Jason Avant is back as assistant wide receiver coach. And I forget who our receivers coach is, but I hope that they make an impact because they have in their hands some very precious jewels. And if they do their job, they can cultivate these jewels from pieces of, well, they're not, I'm about to say pieces of coal, but no, Jalen Reagor is not a piece of coal. And I don't consider any of them pieces of coal, but they have an opportunity to make these guys diamonds, convert these guys or cultivate these guys into diamonds. So I hope that they do a good job because we have had, that's the one position coach that has really, it's been a volatile position on our team is wide receivers coach. The best wide receivers coach in the season was when we won the Super Bowl, like I said, when it was Mike Groh, and we've had a high turnover in that position. So I hope these guys, Jason Avant was a solid guy, caught everything that was thrown to him. Just wasn't the most athletic, but he was the most dependable when it came to hands. So I hope that he can help bring out the best in these guys.
He did the best he could do with the ability that he was blessed with, and you can't fault him for that. He caught passes that he shouldn't have caught. He made plays that he shouldn't have made. He busted out there every single time. If you believe it or not, remember the America at the Meadowlands. He laid the last key block. Actually cost him a concussion for Deshaun Jackson to score that touchdown. So I mean, for him to put his stamp on these receivers, it's a good thing because he could help with the new wide receiver coach Moorhead. You can help these receivers develop their skills because when you don't have speed in this game, you got to possess something else. And whatever he had the ability to get open, he should be able to teach these young guys how to get open and get off the line.
All right. Floyd Pressberry says when Sanders get to that Brian Westbrook production, then he will be a beast. And I agree with that, Floyd. And I think it's going to be this year. He's already proven that he has those characteristics after his rookie year. When you're talking about 800 yards rushing, I mean, that's just 100. He had 800 plus yards. So that's just 100 and something yards away from 1,000, and then over 500 yards receiving. He is definitely on that track to be Brian Westbrook like, and maybe even better. I mean, that's after his rookie season, and they're talking about making him the feature back, which will be the first feature back under the Doug Peterson regime. So that bodes well. As long as he stays healthy, I think he'll have no problem duplicating or replicating what Brian Westbrook meant to this team in the 2000s. Drexel David says the running backs we have will come in handy when it's time to kill the clock. Exactly. If Doug Peterson doesn't have a brain fart, because, he's known to do that early in the season before, somebody hits him upside the head and said, Doug, run the goddamn ball. You know what I mean? So sometimes he does start off slow before, he runs the ball. Andrew McGuire says, I hope these playbook upgrades really help this team. Well, we have, Andrew, that's interesting that you say that, because now we don't have an offensive coordinator. We have a brain trust on the offensive side. Now we have a brain trust of offensive minds that are coming together and scheming out the offense now. And I don't know how it's going to look, but I hope it is productive. That's all. I hope it's productive. We even have, who's in the house? Marty Morningwig is in the house now?
We have. Let me go. Rich Scatterado.
Is Marty Morningwig?
Oh, I think he's yes, he is. He's a senior offensive consultant. Marty.
All right, so that bodes well, because my biggest problem with, or what I thought was the biggest advantage that Doug had, or a key to us winning the Super Bowl, was the fact that he had, it's escaping my mind after two shots, but the coach from Indianapolis.
Oh,
the coach from Indianapolis, Frank Wright. He had Frank Wright, a peer that was in his ear that he respected, and now he has Marty Morningwig, whom I think can replace right in that sense where he'll have his attention and he can kind of shake Doug and be like, no, we need to run the ball right here. So I'm happy about that, and I hope that these guys are scheming up some very exciting things. And I know Doug has the kahunas to be bold enough to do these things, and Carson Wentz, the quarterback with the talent to pull these things off. So I hope, I'm looking forward to that. But that leads me right into the question I posed on Facebook, because I had a lot of responses, man, and I'm gonna pull some of them up. But the question was, if you were on Facebook and you were in any other groups, the question was, darn it, where am I at? What's this? Okay, all right, so I'm sorry, guys. All right, so the question was something about if you here we go. Oops, my fault.
Do you want me to pull it up? I got it right here.
Oh, you got one? Yeah, get
Yeah.
one. Because
All right.
I mean, we got a lot of responses from a lot of groups. So you just pull one up from the group you got.
Okay, so the question was posed for fun. Pick 5 former Eagle players to bring back in their prime to help this year's team. One of the ones that I really did like, it was going back, was from Drexel Davis. It said Harold Carmichael, Eric Allen, Wes Hopkins, Mike Quick, and Seth Joyner. Now you're bringing in big wide receivers. You're bringing in
all right. No. Before, you know what? Let's before we start going to the comments, let's go to your 5. What 5 are you bringing back to help this year's team? And this is not something you just blurt out. This was something that you had to think about strategically, because we have holes on this team, and you can go back now and you can fill and fill these holes with former Eagles from their prime now. So it wasn't just a matter of just go and get 5 former Eagles. We need to add them to this team to make this team better. So what holes are you going to fill on this team, and with what Eagles are you going to do it with?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, you cannot neglect this guy, Reggie White. He's a Hall of Famer. He brings chaos everywhere he went. So he's my number 1 pick. Next to Reggie White, it will be Brian Dawkins.
All right, you just hold that. Hold that thought. We're going to finish this halftime. So it's halftime now. Let's end this quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you're watching Eagles Talk, the number 1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. We like to talk about our favorite team, and we like to do so while we get drunk. No, I mean, we like to do it while we relax. I'm sorry, but in essence, we are getting drunk. But anyway, all right, it doesn't matter. And you know, people don't give us the credit that we're due. I mean, the broadcast journalists have to get up there. They have to do their research, and we do our research too. They do over their show notes. We go over our show notes too. We do all that, but then we do a show while we're doing shots. You tell me how many people can do that. You tell me if Dion is going to be as crisp and on top of his game in the third quarter after doing 3 shots.
Absolutely
you tell me
not.
that. He's not. But it's a gift. It's a gift and a skill that we display. And because of that, I think I'll take a half a shot. All right. But then I'm tapping out.
I like that.
All right. So here we go. All right, everybody out there. Here we are, third quarter, third shot, down the hash, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
All right, start this third quarter.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, back to my list now.
All right, so finish your list. You started off with Reggie White and
Yes, I went from Reggie White, will be my number 1 guy. And I'm going to stay with defense. I know everybody's looking at Brian Dawkins, but my second guy will be Eric Allen. Eric Allen was one of those guys that you could leave on Allen, and you don't have to worry about what happened. You know, you had Mark McMillan on the other side, but Eric Allen was a cover corner who you could depend on. My third guy now, it would be Brian.
Now, I don't want to hear about. We know who they were. We know how good they were too. You know what I mean? So now, tell me about why you picked them and what hole you picked them to fill.
Well, like I said, Reggie White is no explanation whatsoever. Reggie White has to be number 1. Eric Allen is a cover corner. We need a cover corner. We don't know about Sidney Jones, and Eric Allen would fit well. He's a 5'11", 6-foot corner. He's an outside corner, and he can cover sideline to sideline. He can cover any receiver you put in front of him. Brian Dawkins is the safety that we all love, and you basically surrounded. You made the defense off of Brian Dawkins. The defense was basically off of what Brian Dawkins did. Now, when we go to the offensive side of the ball, I gotta say this guy. I mean, he was just a monster. T.O. was just a absolute monster on the offense. You don't realize the impact of him until he was gone. Like 3 touchdowns his first time he get on as an Eagle is outstanding. And with this core wide receivers we have now, it'll just it'll put Carson Wentz over the top. All right. So the fifth one was kind of difficult, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw some guys out there say Jerome Brown. But you know what? I gotta say this. It's gonna shock a lot of people. They're gonna say, "Why did you say this guy?" But we need a kick returner. So the only person I can think of a better kick returner is Vasa Kahima, man. Just specifically have him for kick return and punt.
Oh, damn, he drunk. I knew it. Damn it. Damn it. All right, get his keys. Somebody get his keys.
I'm joking with that one, man. I had to throw that one out there. No, man. You know I was joking with Vasa Kahima. Come on now. No, Brian Westbrook, man. I had to go with
now you going to play. All right, Brian.
Yeah, we had to go with Brian Westbrook because do you remember when it was Deuce Staley and Brian Westbrook? Like that dynamic thunder and lightning was almost impossible to stop. They were the first dual running backs in the league to do what they did. And I mean, if you look at what Sanders will be able to do with a lightning bug like that, then you throw in a smaller jigger bug like Scott. I mean, our running backs would be basically unstoppable with this offense.
Well, I you know what? I don't disagree with any of your picks. Everybody's picks. Before I go to mine, let me just read a couple comments. I have a good friend of mine, Tony Congleton, who had commented on my page. He says Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, Terrell Owens, Harold Carmichael, and Seth Joyner, and an honorable mention to Eric Allen. Not bad. I mean, you know, when you're picking all-time Eagles, it's not bad. George Greenway says Michael Vick, Reggie White, Terrell Owens, Harold Carmichael, and a good running back. He just didn't single out to which running back. Kelly Elliott says, oh, well, let me go to this comment that's on the screen right here. Andrew McGuire says, I respect what you guys do to prepare for this because I do the same for the podcast I'm on. Andrew, let us know what podcast you're on. I need to know. And we need to collaborate. And I need to bring you on my show as a guest. You know, we're doing this virtually and remote. So I know you have, if you're doing a podcast, I know you have the equipment to do that. So make sure you let me know the name of your podcast and you guys check out Andrew. Also, you know, I'm not that dude that's all competitive and won't mention the other podcasts and all. Man. I'm not that dude. Yeah. We're Eagles fans. We're all in this together. So, Andrew, I would love to have you on our show, and hopefully we can make an appearance on your show or whatever. But let me know in the comments. All right. Kelly Elliott says she would have Brian Dawkins, Brian Westbrook, Brett Selleck, Deuce Staley, Michael Vick. Not bad at all. Ooh. Now, this is an older fan. He says he would have Bednarik, Carmichael, Reggie, Dawkins, and Franklin because the barefoot was dope. He would that's the kicker, Franklin, Tony Franklin. All right, okay. So with that, and we got some comments up there, and people are commenting now. Tim Mack says fourth quarter. Laugh my behind off. B-Doc, rookie D-Jacks, the rookie D-Jacks, not the D-Jacks now. Yeah, Westbrook, Reggie White, and can I pick a coach? Jim Johnson. Ooh, he would bring back Jim Johnson. Whoa, that's thinking outside of the box, Tim. Man, that's thinking outside of the box. I never even thought about a coach. I said former Eagles too, and I never thought about a coach. That is a good one, Tim. That's a good one. I'll applaud you for that. Man, I like that. We got a lot of comments on a lot of this. All right, so I'm in another group that I posted on, and someone says Lito Shepherd, John Runyon, Brian Dawkins, Jerome Curse, and Hank Fraley. Now these
Hank
are,
Free?
you know, I mean, that's what I love about
Honey
Eagles
Bun?
fans. We are
Honey Bun?
knowledgeable. You know what I mean? When you go to Hank Fraley,
Honey
not only
Bun.
do you know your players, but you appreciate and and you are intelligent about the game. I'm not going to say that that's not a bad one either. All right, so Jonathan J.P. Palmer says Dawkins, Trotter, Shepard, Macklin, and Justice. Who's Justice?
Winston
I
Justice?
don't
Come
remember
on, you can't
Justice.
say
Who's
Winston
Justice?
Justice. Please don't say Winston Justice.
Winston Justice. No.
Please don't say
Winston
Justice.
Justice. All
You know
right,
what?
I know.
I
All right,
can't-
Dawkins.
Uh-huh.
All right, somebody else said Dawkins, Trotter, Asante Samuel,
Okay.
Staley, and Akers.
I don't
All
think
right,
we need a
another
kicker.
person says
Yeah.
T.O., LeGarrette Blount, Brian Dawkins, Asante Samuel, Jeremiah Trotter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll give mine then. Okay, so and I'll give you an explanation of why.
Okay.
So I picked 4 defensive players. I only picked 1 offensive player. If I would have thought out the box like Ted Mack, I might have even picked Jim Johnson. That was an excellent choice, but I didn't. I picked 4 defensive players, and because I think our offense can put up points, and that's why I didn't change a lot in the offense. I think Miles Sanders is adequate, and those that are backing him up are adequate. So I only have 5 picks, so I have to use them very wisely. So I'm not going to get a running back because I think we have a top-notch, up-and-coming running back who can handle the load. So I'm going to leave that alone. My sole offensive player that I picked is in a position that, we were going into the draft looking for, and that's wide receiver. I would pick one T.O. T.O. is the one offensive player that I would bring back. I would bring back T.O. to go alongside a current D-Jack, and he would help. He would at least show them the example of what it is as far as work ethic, what it takes to be a great wide receiver. So he will be able to be an example to the Jalen Ragers and the Quez Watkins and the John Hightowers out there, just watching him prepare for the season. Now, not to mention the fact that once he gets on the field, Carson Wentz and T.O., oh my God, and D-Jack on the other side. So that's the only offensive player that I picked. I picked majority of my players were on defense. Number 1, Reggie White. You got to have Reggie White. I mean, he's an Hall of Famer. He's the second leading sack person in the history of the league. You got to get him. We always talk about having a pass rush. We throw him on the line with a Fletcher Cox, a Hargrave, and Malik Jackson on the interior, and we got Reggie coming on the outside. Crazy. Now, you notice I didn't name BG. I didn't name BG because I'm bringing back Hugh Douglas. I'm bringing back Hugh Douglas because I want pressure on both sides. I bring back Hugh Douglas. I bring back Reggie White. I got Fletcher Cox in the middle. I got Hargrave in the middle. We're eating. All right. So now because of that, it made me I was torn because that was a great pick that you had with Eric Allen. I was thinking about a cornerback to put on the other side of Darius Slay because now we got to shut down quarterback with Darius Slay. So, but I didn't go with the cornerback because I figured now I have a pass rush. I don't need a 2 shutdown corners. Darius Slay can do his thing on the other side, and with the pass rush that I'm gonna be getting from my front 4, I think the other side, if we do a Jim Johnson type of scheme where we put our best corner on the second receiver and then double team the best receiver, I think we can make it without another cornerback. So I didn't pick Eric Allen, but that was a great choice. I picked another position where we're weak at on defense is a linebacker. So I picked Seth Joyner. I said, give me Seth Joyner. I'll take Seth. So I picked Seth Joyner. So now I got T.O., Reggie White, Hugh Douglas, Seth Joyner, and then, my second person's got to be in the secondary. It's the all-time great safety, Brian Dawkins. You put him back there. I don't care who you put him back there with. But the way he plays and the way that Jim Schwartz schemes, Weapon X is prototypical for a Jim Schwartz scheme. You know what I'm saying? So I want Weapon X back. So those are my 5 right there. Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, Seth Joyner, Hugh Douglas, and T.O. You guys let me know what you feel about that. But this is the end of the third quarter. Let's end the third quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter. You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
Listen to the fourth quarter, but before we start that, I want to go to some comments because everybody's chiming in now. And Sue is even on there. Sue, what's up?
What up, Sue?
And Sue, you know, I see the Jerome Brown thing, and let me say that I didn't pick Jerome Brown because we have Fletcher Cox. You know what I'm saying? And he's a beast also. So I didn't want to waste a pick on a position that we are strong at right now. Because you have to remember, we're adding these guys to this team and what we think this team needs. And I don't think this team is needy of interior defense alignment. I think we're all right there. So I tried to pick players that I think we have holes at. And I know I couldn't fill all of them, but I had to be strategic about my selections.
You know, I saw somebody say Ricky Waters, and Ricky Waters should be in the Hall of Fame. But the things that Ricky Waters could do is the same thing that Miles Sanders can do. So, like you said, who could contribute to this team, who will work well with the guys we have right now?
All right, so my man said, all right, Neil again. Neil is he's in the front running of being the most intelligent commenter of the night. And he said, holla, I totally agree, Dante. So, you know, whenever you do that, Neil, as soon as I get my hands on a jersey, let me display this too. Because if you haven't seen this.
Yeah, I definitely need that, man.
This is how I'm going into places now. Yes. This is how it's going down. This is how it's going down. This is how it's going down. This is the world we live in. All right, so Palatero says Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepherd, Charlie Garner, Ricky Waters, and they were from the same era. That was a hell of a backfield. Yeah. Shu says, do you think Avant will help the receivers? We just talked about this, Sue. I hope he does.
I think he will.
He got the most out of his ability. He was a hell of a pass catcher. He didn't drop many balls. He wasn't the most speedy guy, but he made the most of the talent that he had. So I hope that he can help bring out that in the young receivers. All right, with that being said, we are going to start the fourth quarter. So let's start the fourth quarter, Pat.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, we're listening to the fourth quarter. You're listening to Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We are still discussing what we talked about in the third quarter, which is you have a magic wand right now. Just close your eyes and you can go back and you can get 5 Eagles from the past in their prime. 5 former Eagles. Just close your eyes and just imagine. You can go back, wave your wand, and get 5 former Eagles in their prime, bring them here, and put them on this year's team to help fill some of the holes or whatever. What are the 5 former Eagles you're going to choose to help this team out, knowing the holes that we have here, to help them propel them to the Super Bowl? We're going to continue that discussion right now.
You know what? I saw a comment down there by Ping. I want to butcher your name. The last comment. It said Jeff Garcia, Doug Peterson, Mike Mamula, Bill Romanowski. Wow. Charlie Gardner.
Oh, no. That's disrespectful. What are you talking about, Paul? All right, what are you drinking? Because he's been taking shots with us.
Hey,
so he's obviously been taking shots with us. It's time for shots. All right, I'm out. I'm tagging out on this one. So everybody out there, you know, this is Eagles Talk. I'm trying to have a cigar after the show. So this is Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show. We like to talk about our favorite football team. You know what it is. We like to enjoy our favorite adult beverage as we do that. And Pat is going to continue to partake in the Blanco tequila that he's drinking, the Rock tequila. And I'm going to just sip on my Stella right here. All right, so you guys let me know what you're drinking. It's only 8:06. It's still early. You still got time to go to sleep and get up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed in the morning. So everybody, let's raise your drink to our Philadelphia Eagles. And down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. All right. He said you need to sell them. Look, Sue is ready. She's ready to head the merch department. All right, so
shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother.
Because he's always been on that. Yeah. Do you think? All right, I'll put that up there.
Dante, I do gotta call you out because we did give everybody a task about 2 weeks ago to talk about a show. We was going to do a show with the 04 Eagles versus the 17 Eagles. Which team would win?
Yeah. I saw that comment on there too. I did see that comment, and I did forget about it. So we're gonna shelve that because we're kind of taking away on these 5, and I don't want to shortchange that argument because that's at least a 2-quarter argument right there.
It definitely is.
So I will promise you. I will promise you, whoever that put that out there, that we're going to bring that up next week.
Ricky Long. Now, I gotta say this though. I saw
Ricky Long. Make sure we're going to bring that up next week.
I gotta say this. I know a lot of people said Jeremiah Trotter and bringing them back, but you gotta understand the players of today. We're going with lighter linebackers, faster linebackers. Seth Jordan could run with his tight end.
Seth could play in this age.
He could run over running back. Jeremiah Trotter was that clog in the middle. He was almost like Levon. You remember Levon Kirkland?
But he was a younger Levon. Yeah,
but you know what? Jeremiah.
By the time we got Kirkland, he was overweight. He was older. He was slower. Man. But Jeremiah, we had Jeremiah, who was Kirkland-like, but he was in his prime. He was just a beast, and I understand that. But I didn't bring him back just because what you said. Because in this day and time, I'm bringing them back to play now.
Yes,
and there was a different style of football back then. Jeremiah, I don't know how effective he would be with being as big as he was and not being able to cover like he didn't have to cover back then. But nowadays, your linebackers need to be able to cover. They need to be able to run, and Jeremiah Trotter was a hammer. He would bring the hammer all the time. Don't get it twisted. But I would, if I had to pick, I would bring. I would bring Seth Joyner back because he was more athletic. He wasn't as big and he could move around. So I would bring back him. All right. So let me go to some comments here because I haven't talked to you guys in a while. All right. So Ricky said he got me. He understands that we're going to bring it back. And Ricky, you make sure you get here early so you can remind me in case I forget. Because I'm 3 shots in. All right. Okay. Sue says she will bring back Jim Johnson. Sue, let me. Oh, I can't do that. I'm about to say, Sue, let me know what's going on with the pool this weekend, but I'm not going to be in town. I got a project. Oh, this is a perfect segue for me to say, your man, Dante the Dark Knight, has been tagged as assistant technical director on a project that includes Beyonce's mother. Beyonce's mother is a part of this project, and her current husband, Richard Lawson. So her name is now Miss Tina Knowles Lawson, in conjunction with her husband, Richard Lawson, and they're bringing a program, something like Def Poetry Jam, something like that. But it's a poetry thing, and your man has been tagged as assistant technical director behind the scenes. I'm not going to be in front of the camera, but I'm behind the camera. And a part of why I got that position is this show right here. The people that tagged me saw this show here, and they like what we do on the show. They like the production value of the show, and they tagged me and hired me to be the assistant technical director, and I'm so honored to be able to do that. So check it out. I'll give you more information as the time goes on and such. So pretty good. I put it out to your soon to be wife too, because I know she has that poetry connection in there. So I told her to get her poets together because we'll be featuring amateur poets, up and coming poets, and rappers and just artists. So of spoken word. So anybody who knows anybody, please hit up that show. The post is on my page. If you're friends with me, go to Dante Johnson and check it out and submit your video, and you could possibly be on the show. So anyway, going back to the comments, Ricky Long, Michael Lewis, would you bring Michael Lewis back? Really? I don't know. I mean, we had some Hall of Fame players. I don't know if Michael Lewis would make that cut. I don't know.
He gelled well at one point. One year he had a really great year, but this year you need somebody that can really, really run. He was more like a box safety, and the way that we used him was more like a deep third, and you bring him down as your fourth linebacker at times because you had Brian Dawkins doing just crazy stuff, running all over the place. So in this time of age, I don't know about Michael Lewis. Would he play linebacker? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not safety.
All right, so Toby says, when are you going to invite Seth on the show? You know, I'm looking into stuff like that. You know, when we were in where were we at? Wildfire Studios?
Yeah, Wildfire.
When we were in Wildfire Studios,
Hank was there.
About 2 years ago, Seth Joyner was doing his podcast in Wildfire Studios also. And I came across him. I think he had done his podcast, and we were coming in to do our podcast. And I came across him in the parking lot. And I was just all straight like, oh, hi, Seth. But, so I didn't approach him about getting on our podcast. But hopefully we can make something like that happen, man. I'm going to start reaching out to some of these guys because, me, I'm like, yo, we drink. I don't know if that's a good look for some of these players. They might not want to be on our podcast. But, hey, we are who we are. All we can do is extend the invitation and hope that they'll come through because we do have a following. You guys let us know we have a following. I thank you and I love you guys for letting us know that we are appreciated. So hopefully they will recognize and come on and be a part of the following that loves them because we love them. We love the Eagles, and that's all that matters. We love the Eagles. So here we go. Seth says sell it, but go ahead. What do you say?
You know what? When we was there, Hollis Thomas was doing a show. He was doing a show right after us.
Oh yeah.
Hollis
Thomas. Hollis Thomas was there.
He has a podcast where he drinks. So I mean, I think we can reach out to him. He don't.
And you know what? I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. But nobody was drinking until we was drinking. But I'm not calling out nobody.
Shout out to Joe Guns. Yeah. Shout out to Joe Guns on that.
Joe Guns has helped us and all that. So we have a niche. We have a place in this arena here, and I would love to have some guests from the Eagles this upcoming season. I don't know how realistic it'll be because of the environment we're in, but we can do things virtually. We can do everything virtually. You see how my man is set up? We have a quality program too. My man is set up there, and he is displaying his merch on his chest. Put your chest out, boy. Put your chest out.
Stay with my chest.
I started to wear mine today, but that's what we're doing. We're doing that. Hey, that's the end of the fourth quarter, yo. So let's end the fourth quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
So that's the end of the fourth quarter. We thank all of you guys, man. There's a lot of dialogue on that 5 former Eagles talk. I put it all over in all the Eagles groups, and I'm getting notifications just binging my phone like boom, 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 such and such comment, such and such comment. So it's a lot of dialogue about who you guys would bring back to help this year's team. And I like that. And I thank you guys for coming here and following us and giving us your time because you could be doing anything, but you decided to spend it with Eagles Talk. So we appreciate that. We don't have the big fella, Shell. Shell, he bought me steak and lobster. I think he just bought me steak and lobster to pay me off for all these weeks that he's not showing up for the show. But I'm going to give him a pass. This is the last week, though, that he gets a pass. Next week, I'm going to nail his ass to the cross because he's a host on this show, and he needs to be here.
Unless he bring me steak and lobster.
Unless he brings you things. And he might do that, too, because he's that guy. He'll pay his way off. All right, so he may do that. But in lieu of that, if he doesn't do that, I'm nailing his ass to the cross. So for me, Dante the Dark Knight, and the one Sandlin boy that shows up faithfully, Patrick Sandlin. We are out of here. We thank you guys for tuning in, man. Give us the theme music. Take us out with the theme music.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk high, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat shelling, Dante the